All right, now let's look at Temple and UCLA. Now, this game is, of course, all about relative perceptions of conferences. Temple, of course, is a top MAC team with a great offensive line and a great two-headed running game for the MAC. Also, a great run defense, again, for the MAC. They haven't played a lot of top competition at all this year. UCLA is a lower-tier Pac-10 team that's also going to be missing a few key players for this game, including their starting center. UCLA is a modest favorite, though, at about -5. This reminds me a little bit of your Oregon State BYU analysis, where you correctly assessed that the conference perception and strength of schedule disparity between the two teams was throwing the line off, and that definitely proved to be right. So a lot of people are going to be looking at this game and thinking, what should we make of the conference disparity here? What's the reality? Is there really a huge disparity in talent between conferences so that a bottom-feeding Pac-10 team will still have a meaningful and big edge in athleticism over even a great MAC team? What do you think?
I'm checking one. I'm just running one more test. I had a problem when I was running my simulator, or my model on this, and it was puking at me on this one game. So I don't have a line or total for my model on this one. I got every once in a while, weird matchups cause an error, and I have an error on this game. So I don't have a computer line on it. Knowing nothing about the teams, though, I would probably lean fading the Pac-10. I would probably lean on Temple in the over, because 44 is a low total, especially when you have a Temple defense.
It's actually 46, but I'm curious, what is that? What's that about? Why does your model not give a number on this game?
I don't know. I'd have to go check the error logs. But there was something about this matchup that made it blow up.
Really? So is that something that you've got programmed in there where if there's like certain factors involved, it won't spit out a line at all?
Yes, I have certain parameters. Like there's all kinds of things that can cause an error. If I have bad data, if I have a very unusual set of results, then sometimes it'll just say, don't even look at it. And in this case, it told me the line that I was going to predict was unreliable, so it just ignored it.
That's really interesting. I mean, could that have anything possibly to do with the fact that Temple really didn't play any tough teams at all, other than their one game against Penn State?
Yeah, actually, that is one of many filters that are in there. So that could cause, if you don't have at least 4, I'll call them quality games, I won't get a line.
All right, and then one final line that I want to ask specifically about is the total in Kentucky-Clemson. Now, as you mentioned before, scoring tends to be a bit higher in bowl games, and all 4 bowl games have gone over the total so far this year. And the Kentucky-Clemson game has 2 teams that have had very productive offenses this year, and the game just has a relatively modest total. It's actually gone down. It opened at 53. It's now at 51.5. But, I'm just not quite getting it, because Kentucky hasn't been able to stop the run all year. Their leading tackler at linebacker is going to be out for this game to boot, and now they have to face C.J. Spiller and Clemson, a very productive offensive team. They've scored 34 or more points in 7 out of their last 8 games. And then on the other side, Kentucky in their own right was able to put up mostly decent scoring numbers and offensive numbers in most games during the regular season, playing against quality defenses of the SEC. So I'm liking the over in this one. What do you think about that?
I definitely lean towards the over, and I want to talk more about totals when you finish your topics.
All right, good. Well, we'll revisit it, definitely. Let's hit the rest of the games very quickly. First, Texas A&M, Georgia. What about that one? A&M had a great offense this year, terrible defense. Georgia's D has also been porous. People are expecting an explosive offensive shootout, but the total is very high, near 70. So what do you think? Is that one about right?
This is one of 2 games I think the total's too high. Texas A&M and Miami, Wisconsin are the only games where the total is too high. So I do not like the over in this one.
Okay, and then what about Arizona, Nebraska? This is sort of the opposite kind of game. 2 teams where defense is their big strength, especially Nebraska. People are expecting a low-scoring game in this one, but the total has been set very low. It's now down to 40, down from about 42 on opening. Is this total still too high, or is it about right?
This is the best total bet on this card, but before New Year's Day. I like the over.
You like the over? Interesting. All right, well, we'll see. For what it's worth, with the side on that one, Bookmaker told me that they've gotten almost all sharp action, very little public interest, and the sharp action on that one has been backing Arizona. And then let's just quickly hit the other 3 games: Pitt, North Carolina, Ohio, Marshall, and Wisconsin, Miami. Are there any lines in those games that look a bit off to you?
2 of them are off. Ohio, Marshall, I like the over. Same thing with Pitt, UNC. I don't have any opinion really on Miami, Wisconsin. I think it's right. The line is right on the total.
All right, well, you've obviously picked a bunch of overs in these games, no unders. So talk a little bit about totals in general, like what you were talking about before.
Yeah, so I'm looking at, there are 8 totals I looked at this, because I couldn't price the one game. And 6 of those 8 are over by a lot. You know, I looked at Ohio Marshall, and I thought it was 6.5 points low. Pitt UNC is off by 6.5. BC USC is off by 8. Kentucky Clemson is off by 5.5. Bowling Green Idaho by 6.5. And Arizona Nebraska made it actually 50. What I wish I could do on these would do a grand salami for those 6 games, but without that, you just have to do small wagers on the overs. So, you know, these are just small percentage plays that pay your lunch over time.
Right. So if your model gives a play on a total that it says is 6 points off, that's just a small play. But I mean, like, if you knew for a fact that the fair line on a total was 6 points off, that would obviously call for a relatively big bet, right?
Yeah. If I could bet a total that was 6 points off, I'd be bombing away on it. When my model suggests the number 6 points off, that's just an indicator that the game total is a little bit low. It doesn't necessarily mean the true line is 6 points higher. It's just a clue that it's a little bit higher than what you see.
Right. Well, I guess that's it, and I think we're done. Thanks once again, Justin. Well, that's our Christmas through December 30th Bowl Games preview here on SBR.TV. For SBR.TV, I'm Peter Loshak.